I've already prepared for this. I don't know why I forgot about it. I actually prepared for this. But, I got to the point I was ready to actually fight the mammoth and went, you know what? Well, getting involved in a fight was not exactly what I had in mind, but we don't have to worry about that because I created a save state where we are hunting down the mammoth. And I want to show this off. That Pogo is now level 18 in this save state we created. It's pretty much exactly the same as you've already seen. We have the basic rock. We've done pretty much everything we've done up until now, except with about 3 extra hours of grinding involved. That's literally the only difference between where we are now and where we were just a second ago. So I prepared the save state because we're going to see if we can hunt down this mammoth. We're going to see... Okay, notice it was up there. Now notice it's off the screen. It's over there. It's over there now. Now it's there. Now it's up there. Now it's all the way down here. And remember, this mammoth won't... You know, this mammoth will not fight you by bumping into you. You actually have to get up to it and press A. Let's see, it's not here now. So the only real hope you have of actually pinning this mammoth down is hoping you can get into a corner and hoping it tries to kind of run away from you. But see, I ran into the cloud, but that's not the mammoth itself. The mammoth is invisible, like everything else, and it runs around slightly faster than you do. So see, it was literally like right there behind us. So I'm running around mashing A like a madman trying to find this thing. And this part can literally take hours to get lucky enough to find the mammoth. However, I prepared for that too, because after hours I finally did manage to run into King Mammoth. And created a save state for that. So now we have us. Remember, this is a totally optional boss. You don't have to fight this thing. This is meant to be a New Game Plus type monster, although they didn't exactly have New Game Plus. Yeah, this is meant to be a New Game Plus type of monster. Something you just grind and grind and grind for to actually beat. This is challenge mode, so to speak. So now, you're going to see the problems with fighting King Mammoth here. And are the fact that he has extremely high damaging hits. He absorbs, and by absorbs I mean just kind of shrugs off about 3/4 of the damage you can do to him, and has really high evade for a freaking mammoth, and that just about everything you throw at him seems to miss. So there's only one winnable, workable plan that actually beats him, and it fails often enough to make you wail and gnash teeth and such. But anyway, we're going to see if we can pull this off. We're going to try using push, because if it hits, it paralyzes him, and it means he can't move again for a little while, which means he doesn't do 10 million tons of damage to you. And Gory is going to follow close behind to eliminate fire fields this guy's going to create. And because if he stands on his own fire fields, it heals him. So, don't expect this to hit. Expect a lot of misses. That missed. And huge explosion. It's going to chop down a couple hundred hit points and create fire fields everywhere. So, we actually need to get even with him, which means he gets to attack again. And we need to create the poop field to block out his fire. And he moves quickly. So you can see why it's so important to paralyze him. But this is exactly the position we want to be in. And that actually hit. Dude here has about 1,400 hit points. Sadly, we do not have Belle and Lala. And on this save file, on this particular file, I have a bunch of meaty bones. I have 13 of them. I also have some of the Venus figurines, which are pretty freaking useful for healing smaller bits of damage. Plus, they do buff you. So if you can survive long enough for the Venus figurine to fire off, it'll give you a buff. But as long as push does not miss, you're in good shape. It's when it starts missing, and it will. So far, I'm lucky. So far, I'm very lucky. It's when it starts, and it takes about that long for the Venus statue to kick in. And notice that gave us boosts. So the longer we can sit here and just fire off Venus statues, the better off we are, because we're going to be taking less and less damage the more of those we get to fire off. Now, an extra little dick move by the developers, they gave this thing a rare drop. You could only fight it once, but they gave it a rare drop. Luckily, they made that rare drop one of the most powerful items you'll find in the game, and it's called a cola bottle. We want the item, but not bad enough to fight this thing enough times to actually get it. Oh yeah, the developers, Square decided to have fun with this. Okay, that didn't miss. Good for us. Okay. That missed. Uh-oh. Okay, Trunk Whip is not terrible. Unfortunately, Gory is kind of locked in his attempt to use the Venus statue. Okay, that hit. You can tell if it hits, if you see the vines come up on the right side of the mammoth, it's a miss. What if you save state before the end of the fight? It doesn't matter. It seems to, the chance the mammoth drops the thing is calculated when it spawns in the field. So if you want to do that, you have to save state in the area beforehand, and then go hunt down the mammoth to see if you get it. It's either calculated then or calculated at the very start of the fight, because that's the only way people have found to do it, is just basically respawn him entirely. Yeah. What the fuck, indeed. But so far, we are getting exceedingly lucky with push. But this is going so smoothly. This is going much too easy. Things are gonna go pear-shaped with this. No, he's dead. He is dead. That's it. And look, cola bottle found. We got the drop. Now see, the thing is, I knew we would get the drop from the fight if we won. Because earlier I went into this fight and did it to see if level 18 was enough, and I barely won because push missed. Like, it missed 2 times out of 3. I tried to use it, so I was constantly healing. But we got the cola bottle, and also you get another item called the King's Fang. The King's Fang is a great accessory, don't get me wrong, but the cola bottle is the prize. If you get that from the fight, you've used up your share of luck for the day. But that is an exceedingly rare drop from a one-time monster who happens to be stronger than the end boss of the chapter. And in some ways is harder than the end boss of the game because you've got so limited a scope of characters to use. Okay, now with that done, the only thing we did was lose our saves we made along the way earlier. But now, let's look at this cola bottle. It just says accessories. That's all it says. You can equip it. You're going to want to equip it, but not yet, because it's also, like the basic rock, it's also a multi-use item. But we need to equip it before the end of the chapter, because if we do not equip it before the end of the chapter, we lose it once the chapter's over. If it's on Pogo's equipment, we'll keep it. However, the King's Fang, on the other hand, gives 48 power versus the 32 of the Beast Fang, and what it doesn't say here is that it basically makes you immune to 50 bazillion status effects. It just doesn't say that there. So anyway, there's nothing left here. I had to myrtleize everything to keep the field clear to hunt down the freaking mammoth. And Gory's gonna do this. The side effect of doing this is you are now so grossly overleveled that we don't need to do what I'm about to do, but I'm going to do it. Let us show you what a cola bottle does, and look at the range on this. It can hit anything in a straight line anywhere on the field from Pogo. Now, if it's in a straight line, Pogo can smack it with a cola bottle, and it says bang bang boom. $999 damage to anything in the line of fire. Yeah, that is the thing. Just to show you, because it's still around, it's not limited use. Poof. Everything dies. And just to speed my way through here, I'm going to keep doing that. Not because I need to, because I'm insanely overpowered for these enemies at level 18. With the King's Fang, nonetheless. But, yeah, we're just gonna end all these fights as early as we possibly can. Oh, it only made it to 1. Oh well. Okay, he doesn't have any new skills that I haven't shown off yet. So let's actually show off the new skills we get. Namely this one, the Bang Bonk Crash. Yeah, Cola is a harbinger of death. Oh no, he hit me. So this is going from where we were to level 18. We only got one new attack, and it's called the Dodegistan. Dodegistan, or something like that. I cannot pronounce that for some reason. But basically, he pummels whoever's in front of him for a ton of damage. It does 999 to weak stuff, but not quite that much to the powerful stuff. Of course, there's nothing powerful left, but using it actually drops him down in levels for the... He gets level debuffs and such from using it. I have no idea why they called it a cola bottle. It's like, fair enough, I guess. Yeah, reasons why old games had 80-page manuals and still didn't mention things like this, probably. Yeah. I didn't pick all the way across. Oh well. See, unfortunately with that, you'll get off one super powerful attack, and then they will start getting less and less powerful as you go. And it literally took me a few hours to get all that done. And the female apes, monkeys, are still waiting. Luckily, they are coded to get out of your way. But before we continue, not that I will need it for the end chapter or anything, but considering what I had to go through to get it, I'm keeping it. It slightly lowers his power, but his speed is going to get a 33-point boost equipping it. It's also supposed to do a few other things, but I don't remember what. So now I'm going to get up here. Save the game. Just in case. I mean, I don't think anything's going to go off. But now it's time for basically the end of the game, the end of the chapter. And yeah, they decided to take this woman, and she is getting tied to a pole. Poor Belle. They are essentially giving her up as a sacrifice. Which, considering I haven't seen too many other women around here, does not seem like the best plan. But what do I know? And Pogo just decks a person there and knocks him out the way. And just uppercuts those two. Hey, Zaki. Zaki, you really don't want none of this. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed who the villain is. So, Zaki, are you sure you want to do this? You've gotten your butt handed to you so many times. I could be nice. I'm not gonna be. I'm just gonna crack you over the head and end the fight. Come on. Yeah, unfortunately doing that twice in a row doesn't really help. But he still can't actually scratch us. Well, so he's not doing much to us here. Now see, if you want to do that to people, you need the cola bottle, man. See, oddly enough, he doesn't necessarily have hit points this time. So we've just got to last a certain number of levels until this happens. Yeah, he didn't get nuked, but something's shaking the ground around here and forcing everyone to run away. We cut down the sacrifice, and the shaking just kind of breaks the platform around us. Meanwhile, Gory is doesn't realize gravity's a thing. And their elder runs the hell away. Tries to run the hell away. We all end up shaking off the effects of the fall. That didn't sound good for the elder. Yeah, that was bad for the elder. Very bad for the elder. There's his headpiece, man. You want that for a toothpick? So, meet the thing they were worshipping, and Zaki is actually going to jump in and help us out. Poor Belle is kind of limited in what she can do with 152 hit points. However, we're going to get Pogo right up in this thing's face and see if we can one-shot it. Not quite. So see, it's not nearly as scary as you might think. So Belle can do two things here. One, she can just do the typical wave nonsense and cheer us on. And no, that's not actually a rhino dinosaur, that's a T-Rex. Its tail is just wrapped around, making it look like it has a horn. That actually is just its tail. However, she has this La attack, which if you don't remember from much earlier, so it does some decent damage to you, but yeah, I know. This is like the last dinosaur, and there are reasons it's actually here. Lala does insane damage, which is enough to finish the thing off. It did more damage than Pogo's high-tier skill, just saying. And we flatten it. There are reasons, yes. So Pogo, Bell, and Gory charge at the area the T-Rex used to inhabit. And the chapter ends with the four looking out over a grassy, tree-lined field. But yeah, there are reasons that one particular dino is there. The dino is named ODO. Just pointing that out. And all the other red-haired cavemen are showing up. I somehow don't think Pogo's clan is going to be anywhere. There they are. I wouldn't exactly welcome them. All things considered. I'd make that trade. I think the Elder's getting what he deserves. No idea where Pogo is here. But now we've got the two caveman tribes living side by side in some form of harmony. I certainly hope the Elder's instill the leader. I hope they've kind of traded that off to Pogo. So Pogo's going to take Bell back to his room and kick Gory out. But Gory's going to be busy with things of his own, so, you know. And speech bubbles for the first time. The first word spoken by cavemen is love. So there we go. And now that we've cleared out Pogo's story, Pogo is kind of stony colored, meaning we've marked it off, but we can go back and play through that chapter again. There's not a whole lot of reason to. I mean, there might be reason to if you played through it and didn't know about the basic rock or the King Mammoth and wanted to have a shot at those. But for us, we literally have no reason to go back and play them. We have pretty much, as close to as I can figure, 100%ed that chapter. So, it's kind of a toss-up which one is actually next. We either have the ninja story or we have the kung fu story. I'm going to assume this kung fu is more, you know, the 1700s, and this is more like the 1000s era. So I guess ninja will be our next stop. Followed closely by that, but you know. But for now, that actually took just the right amount of time for the stream. It's nice when things like that happen. But, yeah. This marks as good a place as any to call it a stream. Too bad Lady Mage missed it. I'm sure she would have enjoyed the slapstick bits. I'm sure she would have enjoyed that. But she can catch the video on Twitch throughout the week. Anyway, that's going to do it for me tonight. Next Saturday, we will return to our happy farming Stardew Valley. And then next Sunday, we will begin the ninja story. But as for me tonight, I've got groceries to go buy. Also, I should probably take a shower because I've been sweating in this chair despite the fan blowing on me because it got hot in here. Whew. Anyway, take care, guys. I'm going to start the music back up. We didn't drop any frames today. Congratulations, stream, you held up. So yeah, get the music started back up. You think the China story is older than Japan's story? I will take a look and see if I can figure out if there's a definitive timeline on it. Because I think there are things that kind of... I don't know how ancient the Kung Fu story is. But anyway, that will be for next week. For now, more music, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Or throughout the week in the Discord, one of the two. You know how that goes. Anyway, take care, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me while I did way more grinding than pretty much any other chapter is going to have. It's going to get a bit weird from here on out. The Mecha chapter may be the next instance where we have to do some grinding to gain levels. I don't recall doing it in the Ninja or the Kung Fu story. We'll see. Anyway, take care, guys. I will see you later.